Ladies and gentlemen, he is a 3-0 bare knuckle boxer who just recently got a first round knockout. Please welcome G Perez.
Thank you. Thank you for having me,
Of
Jay.
course. Now, a lot of people are coming into, especially your next fight, not knowing who you are. How would you like to describe yourself?
So I describe myself as a humble, of everybody. When I'm doing my job, I try to do the right thing by doing my job. Or as a fighter, I try to do the right thing by doing the right thing as a fighter as well. You know,
Okay.
um, I'm cool with everybody, man. I don't, like I said, I'm not that that asshole guy or fighter that's gonna sit there and be cocky. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just
Hmm.
just a normal guy that likes to fight and likes his job.
Okay. What about like what do you do outside of fighting type thing?
Outside of fighting, I do a
Yeah.
lot of fishing. I do a lot of hunting.
Hunting.
Uh, yeah, I stay busy. Do work on the motorcycles or four wheelers. Like try to do a little bit of mechanic work, stuff like that.
Okay. So you being
Think
mechanic. I was gonna say I have a lot of friends who hunt as well, but like what's the biggest thing you've hunted, like best thing
the,
you've done, I guess.
the biggest deer I ever hunted was I believe it was 13 point, and the biggest hog was like 500 pounds. The biggest alligator was 13 foot.
Jesus.
Um, yeah, I mean, I do a lot of hunting, so there's different kind of animals out there you can hunt.
Dude, oh yeah, no. That's dude for 500 pounds. You said 500 pound what again?
Pounds boar hog. Like I said, my side hobby when I'm not home with my
Mhm.
family or when I'm not training or at the gym or
Yeah.
when I'm not traveling for work, I'm hog hunting or just fishing. Just try to stay,
Mhm.
do little hobbies here and there. You gotta enjoy it.
Okay.
Can't be, always working or.
Is that something that you would say like calms you down from like let's say
Oh,
from like fight
100%.
stuff? Yeah.
That's like my go-to when I don't like people. I don't hang around a lot of people, so try to stay by myself. I do
Okay,
my
so
own.
you're like more introverted.
Oh yeah,
And there's nothing wrong being introverted. Yeah, no, for sure. Um, but what about like, because I it's actually crazy because from some of the people who have like I've talked to who've gone into combat sports, they're actually introverted themselves. Some of them that I've like got to know, right? But I want to like ask like how did you get into like combat sports, especially bare knuckle? Because I feel like that's rising up in popularity.
I started as a boxer at a young age. I was
Mhm.
introduced to boxing gloves at 8 years old. I had my first tournament at 10 years old. I'm golden gloves, silver gloves, and I was also gonna go to the 2008 Olympics. It actually broke my hand, so I couldn't go.
Oh,
So that happened, so I had to stop, and I had to like when I at age 15, um, I had a couple amateur fights. Then I started working as a cornerman for boxers, like pro boxers,
okay.
and I had to stop fighting at a younger age because I had to work, help my mom, help her
Mhm.
pay bills. You know how it is.
Yeah. Mhm.
Life gets, what I'm saying. So I had to put my dream to the side until I was at the right time at the right place, and Bare Knuckle gave me the opportunity to work for them and also be a fighter for them. So,
Okay.
I'm taking advantage now that I have the opportunity to be able to succeed my dream.
Okay. And a more I want to get to, a little bit of your past fight, right? Was there something to prove in that last fight, or is there a message, a motive in taking that last fight?
100%. I knew he was there. I knew he was watching. So it was a message towards him that I'm not playing around. That this is not a game. That you are gonna get clocked in the face. Like this is bare knuckle. This ain't no YouTube boxing match. You know what I'm saying? Like this is
Yeah.
serious, real deal. You're definitely in the right game if you want to be a real bare knuckle fighter. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I wasn't gonna allow him to fight another influencer in my square circle. That's not gonna happen. So,
Yeah.
I called. I did what I did at the weigh-in, and here we are now. And I'm just waiting for that match to be August.
Okay. So And with the Bryce Hall incident, right? Do you think do you think he's taking it serious at all, or how do you think he's taking that this fight?
I don't think he's really taking me serious at all, man. I think he really thinks this is a game, and he's gonna really find out. He's gonna find out this is not a game. And he's gonna find out that bare knuckle is the
Hmm.
real. You're gonna get punched in the face. You're gonna get cut up. That pretty face ain't gonna be pretty by the time I ended up with him.
Hmm. Yeah. And when that incident happened in the weigh-ins, right? What type of energy or vibe, I should say, did you get from Bryce Hall?
Um, I went up to I saw kind of saw him on the corner of my eye, and I'm like, oh man, he showed up for real. So I walked over there to him and I told him, after I beat the shit out of this guy, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. So he went to stand up, and I didn't give him a chance. I thought he was gonna do something, so I kind of like mushed him in the face, like get out of my face.
Hmm.
Or if I would have smacked him like I wanted to smack him, he would have been on the ground. So I
Yeah.
just get out of my face, man. You ain't gonna do nothing. You
Yeah.
know
How long ago did you get the fight against him?
what's that?
How long ago did you get the fight to go against Bryce Hall?
So he posted up a video. I believe it was on Happy Punch or something on Twitter,
Okay.
saying that he tried bare knuckle, and I'm like, hey man, you really doing this? Like,
Hmm.
whatever. And I kind of did a comment saying that if you are doing this, I hope you're not doing an influencer, and I hope you fight a real bare knuckle fighter. And then I did a little promo video, talking shit to him like, yo, if you gonna fight bare knuckle, you gonna have to go through me. Because I'm in that square circle. That's my house,
Okay.
and I let him disrespect the sport and
Mhm.
disrespect every fighter in the community by
Yeah.
him just him being as a YouTuber or an influencer to just come in there, because all these fighters, man, they go through a journey. They start at a young age. They bust their ass. They get busted nose. They see a split up, and then for somebody like him, they can just wake up one day and say, "Hey, I wanna do bare knuckle." Nah, bro, that's disrespectful to every fighter in the game. I'm not gonna let that happen. You're gonna fight a real bare knuckle fighter, it's gonna be me. Because at the end of the day, I'm in that corner every show. I'm taking
Mhm.
care of these guys. So for him to disrespect the sport like that, I'm not gonna let that happen. So
Yeah.
I fired back, and hopefully it worked. We sitting, waiting on the fight. So he's gonna
Yeah.
know the hard way that's with the wrong person.
Okay. Would you say that your motive for this fight is just to be like, hey, this is not a game? So it's not. Is it more of that? Is it the money that's going to be pitched into you? Well, what's more of the motive for coming in this fight?
I don't care about the money. I don't care about the exposure. I don't care about none of that. I care about him disrespecting all these fighters. Like
Hmm.
him, the little pretty boy that thinks he's gonna come in here and he's gonna take over the game. That's not gonna happen. You'll get your shit split. You're gonna cry for that first round, and you're gonna tell me that you're gonna stop hitting me. Please stop hitting me.
Hmm. Yeah. And what about for you, right? For you're going to be obviously in a camp to go against Bryce Hall. Would you be overlooking him?
I don't listen. I don't overlook any fighter. At the end of the day,
Okay.
we both got brain, and we're there for a reason. I don't know what
Mhm.
his probably like his YouTubers or whatnot, his little fans, his 6.6 million fans he got. I don't care about none of that. All I care is
Mhm.
that ring with me. It's just me and you, and we're gonna toe that line, and we're gonna you either beat me up or I'm gonna beat you up. You know. So at the end of the day, he's gonna find out the hard way.
Okay. So, and I'm by the way glad that it's like at least it's still, even though Bryce Hall has only fought two fights, still it's like you're gonna take it like any other fight. I respect that for sure.
Man,
And
like listen, the kid. I respect the kid for even jumping in the ring with a bare knuckle fighter. You know
oh,
what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
A lot of
Hmm.
people, a lot of boxers, a lot of real boxers won't ever do bare knuckle. I
Yeah.
even asked, I even asked all these fighters like, "Yo, would you ever do bare knuckle?" They're like, hell no. It hurts enough to get punched with boxing gloves. Imagine bare knuckle. I said, well, that's why I respect the kid for that. I don't have nothing against the kid. I just feel like it's disrespectful to the sport and to other fighters that whatever he thinks he's about to do. And I wasn't
Hmm.
going to fight another influencer.
Yeah,
You want bare knuckle, fight a real bare knuckle fighter, Whether it's
fair.
me or another fighter. But you have to fight a real bare knuckle fighter. It's not boxing, it's not for the cameras, it's not for a little exposure. This is the real deal, man. This you get punched in the face the wrong way, you're gonna die. You're gonna die.
No, it's for real. It's yeah, and I think I've talked to plenty of boxers. I'm not a boxer myself, and because I know like boxing is a very dangerous like sport, and I've talked to like a lot of boxers about at the end of the day, it's a difference between just a sport and a game versus like actual lives being on the line, and that's why I always give respect where respect is due to people who step in the ring, especially bare knuckle. It's
That's what I'm
a
saying, bro.
lot.
I have nothing against with the kid, but I
Yeah,
respect the kid for doing what he's doing or whatever he thinks he's trying to do. But at the end of the day, this is not a game, man. This is real. Like you get
yeah,
punched the wrong way, you're going in a coma, you're going to the hospital, your face gonna be defractured, like something's gonna happen to you.
100%.
You're
Yeah.
not gonna think in going there and that's it, you're gonna get a bloody no. You're gonna get split, you're gonna get stitches.
Hmm. Yeah. And what about like if you had to describe, Bryce Hall in like one word, what is that one word to describe Bryce Hall?
Bryce Hall, one word to describe Bryce Hall. I think Bryce Hall is. I think he's just a little cocky little YouTuber guy, bro. That's all. Trying to prove
Okay.
something. He's just cocky. That's a think he
Okay.
has it all. Thinks he has it all in the bag. And come August, he's gonna find out that this is not a game, man. This is something that I've been working on for years, and he's been working on maybe on one decision of his life that he just decided to want to do, and that's not
Hmm.
enough fight, you know.
Hmm. Okay. That's fair. Ooh, also, with Bryce Hall coming in, he's usually a very, he's heavier on the weighing scale compared to you, right? And you have to go up in weight. I'm assuming this would be the heaviest that you're going to be fighting, right? At least in bare knuckle.
100%, yes.
So would this negatively or positively help
I
you?
mean, it's not negative to me at all because at a higher weight class, I hit harder. It's not. I know he did some little comments and said, yeah, he's only 125 pounds. He smacked me and that didn't even hurt. Man, that guy's gonna really find out what a real smack is.
Yeah. And so you're going up in like 30 pounds too. And
Yeah,
this is your
yeah, I'm
first
going
time. So
up. I'm going up to at least 160, 165. I don't know what weight class it is yet, but it is gonna
oh,
be
okay.
up in there. I walk around at 155. 10 more pounds ain't nothing to me. You know what I'm saying?
So you cut so whenever you fight in like flyweight, you cut 30 pounds.
100%. And a lot of people don't know that. They'd be like, "Oh, like, how does he do it?" I'm trained. I've done it for so long that I can cut 30 pounds in 2 weeks like nothing and still be
Yeah.
strong. Imagine going up 10 more pounds. That's even worse. I'm gonna
Yeah.
fuck this guy up.
It's gonna be crazy. Especially, is how much of like the 30 pounds is like water weight, if you don't mind me asking?
Water weight. I do about 20 pounds of water weight.
20 pounds? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that the rest of
One
the 10
gallon of water. 1 gallon of water is 10 pounds. So I do 2 gallons of water, a day to be able to
Mhm.
cut that weight.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. I always find like like just the science of weight cutting like a very interesting section of it because like weight cutting at the end of the day, it's like don't get me wrong, it is an advantage, but like at some points too, it's like I've seen so many documentaries of like it just for some of them. I'm not saying for you, by the way. I'm talking about one instance of like yeah. Are you familiar with the Chris Cyborg situation? Or
No.
no? No. Okay, so she was a fighter for the UFC, right? And she was like, I think like 170 or something, 170, 180. And this is at the time where the UFC didn't have a featherweight, women's featherweight.
Okay.
And so she had to cut to bantamweight with all that. So she would have to like even like I think it was like blood that she had to get blood out in order to make that
Oh
weight.
wow. See, no, that's
So
that's dangerous right there. I don't do
yeah,
none of
it's
that. I'm
exact.
I'm I'm a vegan myself, so I eat nothing but vegetables.
Oh shit. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So, that kind of helps me in the long run as well. But it's all on the diet and how you eat, what you eat, when you eat. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And you obviously got to you have your protein intake as well. So it all plays a part. You do it you mess up one time, and that one little pound is gonna mess you up for that one day, and it will. It will mess you up in the ring once you gain all this weight back. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of fighters don't understand that. Like dehydration it's a serious thing. You have to drink water.
Yeah. No, for
You know
real.
what I'm saying?
It's
Like some of these
mm-hmm.
fighters, they like just go without drinking water and without eating. It's like they're hurting their body. I eat
Yeah.
till the day that I'm about to weigh in. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? I'm eating. I'm eating. I'm drinking water. I'm good.
Yeah.
I hit that scale 125, 130 on the dot all the time.
Yeah. So so you've never missed weight.
Never miss weight. If you
That's
miss
respect.
weight, that's a disrespect to the sport as well. That's
Mm-hmm.
disrespect to your opponent, and you're not being professional because for you to be professional, you have to do everything professional. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Do you think that there's like any outliers to that like part? Because I've obviously like there have been missed weights in every sport, right? Every combat sport. Obviously there is like people just being lazy. But what about like is there like you think any outliers um to that where it's like okay maybe it's too dangerous for them to go to that like 135 part, for
I
example.
mean, depends on like I said, depends on your diet. You know what I'm
Fair.
saying? If you
Mm-hmm.
eat wrong, you ain't gonna make that weight. You're gonna get
Mm-hmm.
penalized. If you sign a contract for a certain weight, you better be that weight because if not, you're gonna get penalized. And two, the next time you fight, they're not gonna give you that same weight. They're gonna give you another weight class that you can make. You know what I'm saying? That's why they
Yeah.
do these 7 to 8 day weight checks to make sure that you are on weight,
You're
that
on
you
pace.
are on the right track, that the day of the fight or the day of the weigh-in, you're not 20 pounds away from the weight, and then you got to go cut 20 pounds that one day. You know what I'm saying? So it all plays a part, man. You got to be
Fair.
professionalized in the way you eat, in the way you talk to people, and every in there. If you're a professional, you have to be professional all the way. I don't have
Okay.
nothing against that kid. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
what happened. It was all in the moment. It is what it is. It happened, and we're going from there. Like
Mm-hmm.
it is. It happened. It is what it is. Take it or leave it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Ooh, and this is kind of off topic. I'm not gonna lie, just because we're talking
It's
about
all
like weight
good.
cutting food and everything, right? What's your like go-to food after a fight? Like after you're done fighting or like weight cut, what is it? What do you like? What do you like eating?
Man, I go in on some like man. I honestly eat like a big ass bowl of vegetables, mashed potatoes. Like I'll eat some fish. Fish is good.
Yeah,
Even though I'm a vegan, but I cheat a little bit. It's not wrong.
I think I'm pretty sure there's like a term for that, like pescatarian or something like that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pescatarian. Yeah, but I was raised with fishing and hunting, so my mom,
yeah.
she's Cuban. She cooks meat all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I used
Yeah,
to love meat. I used to eat meat every day was a different meat.
yeah,
Recently I started fighting and I wanted my body to feel a little different. So
yeah.
yeah, I started doing vegan and it kind of works for me. It helps me lose weight faster. It helps me maintain where I'm supposed to be. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
day that I know when to eat, what to eat, what not to eat. So when I do cheat, that little 1 pound will make a difference the last day of the weigh-in.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fair. Like, since you're eating, since you're dieting well, since your weight cuts are good and everything, right? And especially since you're not overlooking your next opponent, right? What's your prediction for this next fight?
Um, I don't know the prediction, but I'm gonna tell you exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna punch this guy in the face for 5 rounds straight. I'm not gonna knock him out. I'm gonna cut him up. I want his little pretty face to remember me. And
Mm-hmm.
every time he looks in that mirror, he's gonna see all these stitches in his face. Like, damn, this is real. Like, what did I put myself through? Like, what was I thinking? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Okay.
he's gonna remember me for the rest of his life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
I
I'm
mean
not
that could
talking cocky. I'm just telling you what
yeah.
I'm going to do.
Yeah, of course. Well, could that be in a way like I'm not speaking for him, but I'm just trying to think like a scenario where it could be a good thing. Could this just
Right.
be a good lesson, type of thing?
100%. It'll be a very good lesson for him not to
Yeah.
play with a brutal sport. Like this is
Hmm.
not a game. This is a
Yeah.
real life situation. You get punched in the face the wrong way, you can go in a casket. Nobody
Hmm.
ever see you again. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Hmm.
it's like
Okay.
it's very serious.
For sure. And after your fight, against Bryce Hall, I have just a kind of like a two-part question, right? Would you still who do you want to fight next after Bryce Hall? And would you like want to do another influencer boxing matchup? I'm assuming you don't, but it's just still
Listen,
up in there.
I told my management, you put him on the list. It's my job as a fighter to check him off. So whoever you put on there, it's my job to check them off. That's why I train for. That's why I'm here for. I'm here to become a champion. I'm not here to play games. I'm not here to be playing with anybody. Like I'm here for a reason, and there's one reason only: to become a champion, and I will become a champion. You know, because that's my
Hmm.
mentality. That's what I want. And that's what my dream is always to be. So yes, I will be champion one day, and that's what I look forward to.
Okay. And what about like, just the next fighter, right? Because you want to go if you want to obviously be a champion one day, right? You're obviously looking at some fighters to go get to that step, right? So who would you want to like fight next in the bare knuckle scene?
In the bare knuckle scene, in my weight class, you have the top two contenders right now that they're fighting for the belt. Is you got J.R. Ridge fighting for the belt against John Dobson. You know, I would love to step in the ring with one of those warriors. You know, when my time comes. Like I said,
Hmm.
a belt for me is a blessing. And do I want? Do am I in a rush to go get it? Absolutely not. Give me all the
Yeah.
fights I can get. I'll take them off. When the belt comes to be presented to me, then that's another blessing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Hmm.
I do want to become champion. I do want to carry the belt, and those two are on the list.
Okay. Okay. And lastly, right, this is just a last question. We'll end it right here, right? What's your message that you want to send to Bryce Hall? Now's the time. Get all your, emotion out type thing.
Bryce, I'm telling him right now that this is not a game. You're gonna find out the hard way how it is to get punched in the face, and hopefully he makes it to the fifth round,
Hmm.
so I can go clean him up and show him how to stop a cut. Because at the end of the
Okay.
day, I am the cut man. You know, I take care of my fighters, but I'm
Okay.
gonna take care of his ass when I'm towing that line with him.
You know what? Fair enough. Actually, yeah. Shoot, I said the last question, but I just realized how'd you get your nickname, the Cut Man? Because that is
The
I'm
cut
not gonna lie,
man.
that was a good nickname.
So basically, like I said, I started fighting at a young age. I
Yeah.
had to stop. I had to help my mom out. Then I started working with actual boxers, working the corners, wrapping their hands, taking them places. And then I got a job with BKFC as a driver. I used to drive all the fighters around.
Oh
They
wow.
found out that I work corners and that I used to work cuts. And Dave Feldman came to me and he was like, "Hey, would you mind being a cut man for us?" And I was like, "Absolutely. You know, it's cool." I did it one time. To listen, a real cut man that I've heard plenty of cut men from the UFC that come to bare knuckle and try it, and they say, "Bro, how do you do this? It's so fast paced." I'm like, "Bro, you just got to know what you're doing." Like. But
Yeah.
that's how I started. I started boxing, working corners, and I got the job as a cut man, and I do fighters relations for BKFC. I do cut man for BKFC, and then I also fight for BKFC. So I got three
That's what's
jobs in
up.
the community. So I love it. I love my job. Like I said, I've been in this industry for such a long time that it's nothing new to me.
Okay. I respect that. Seriously, that's a lot of respect. We'll end it right here. G, if there's, if you want to shout out your social medias, any announcements, now's
Yes,
the time.
absolutely. You want to reach out to me? My social media is BKFC underscore the underscore cutman. That's my IG. You look me up on Facebook as Guillermo Perez. I want to say thanks to David Feldman, the CEO of Bare Knuckle, for giving me this opportunity. I want to
Hmm.
thank the Reynello management, Nelson Lopez for putting me in the position that we are in today.
Yeah,
And
shout out Nelson.
yeah,
Seriously.
that's what's up,
Hmm.
man. He's a good guy, man. Like he's been there since day one. and he's been there. He's been through some shit, but he's
Mhm.
came through every single time. Not just for me, for every fighter that he put his hands on.
Yeah.
He has a world champion right now, Lisa Baumgartner. She's fighting July 15th.
Mhm. That's what's
She's
up.
gonna
No,
defend all her belts.
yeah, and no, I remember, when I had to talk to Nelson to try setting up this interview, right? Um, when I was talking to him on the phone, such a nice guy.
Oh
Oh,
man,
he's so nice.
if you meet him in person, he's even nicer.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I hope, man. I hope I get to see him in person. Maybe if I go to one bare knuckle event, but there's
There you
none
go.
in
Hey,
California.
if you
So,
go, I'll get you some good seats.
oh shit, I appreciate that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just know because there's no bare knuckle events in California, so I know like
No, you know what? California and Vegas. The
yeah,
commission won't do it because I'm not gonna say, but I
yeah,
guess the UFC don't let it happen. Somewhat, I don't know.
yeah. It's fair
Just
enough.
numbers, you know how that is.
Yeah, okay.
Competition.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. And then, for everyone who's still tuning in, if you guys want to keep the channel going, please subscribe. The goal for the end of the year is for 1,000 subscribers. Anyways, I'll see you guys on the next video.